In a recent interview with CNN, Vinicius Jr., the forward for Real Madrid, made a shocking statement about the issue of racism in Spanish football. He warned that if this problem does not see significant improvement before 2030, the World Cup, which is scheduled to be held in Spain, Portugal, and Morocco, might need to be moved to a different location. Vinicius emphasized, "By 2030, we have many opportunities for change. I hope Spain will progress and recognize the seriousness of insulting others because of their skin color. If by 2030 the situation has not improved, we may have to reconsider the World Cup venue. If a player feels uncomfortable or unsafe playing in a game where they might be racially abused, it will be very difficult." Vinicius Jr. has repeatedly been a victim of racism in Spanish stadiums, with the most serious incident occurring at Valencia's Mestalla Stadium in May 2023, where he was continuously racially abused by the home fans. This incident sparked global outrage, prompting authorities to take more decisive action. Although there has been progress in addressing the issue, Vinicius still believes more needs to be done. He stated, "I want to do everything I can to change the situation because there are many people in Spain who are not racist. This is just a small group, but they are tarnishing the image of a country where life is otherwise wonderful." The Brazilian player also expressed his love for Spain and Real Madrid. "I enjoy playing for Real Madrid. I love Spain, where the conditions are perfect for me to live here with my family. I hope things can improve. We have made progress, but we can do much more." Vinicius also mentioned that players might leave the pitch in the future if racial incidents occur. "At Real Madrid, we often talk about this. Not just me, but all the players say that if it happens again, we will all have to leave the field, so that those who insult us will face much heavier penalties." In a press conference before the friendly match between Brazil and Spain at Santiago Bernabeu in March, Vinicius emphasized, "I am not fighting against Spanish fans. I am fighting against racism worldwide. I have spoken to many people who want to help. There will be people who speak well of me and some who don't, but I have to get used to that." Vinicius also expressed optimism about the future. "Today, perhaps some fans are still racist, but they are reluctant to show it on the pitch or in places with many cameras. By doing so, we will gradually reduce racism bit by bit. Of course, we won't be able to eliminate it entirely, but I am happy to contribute to changing the mindset in Spain." What Vinicius says is not entirely wrong. From the perspective of someone who has been a prominent victim of racism, it is understandable that Vinicius denounces and attacks those who have caused him pain. However, the Brazilian forward seems to be overly obsessed with the term racism since the scandal at Valencia's stadium. It must be acknowledged that La Liga organizers have been strict with acts suspected of racism, and those who insulted Vinicius have been punished with prison sentences. But it seems that Vinicius is still not satisfied. Does he feel that their sentences were insufficient? Does he want them imprisoned for 10, 20 years, or even life sentences to feel content? Spain is eagerly awaiting the chance to host the 2030 World Cup. Yet one of its brightest stars playing in the country is airing dirty laundry in such a manner, which is a poor way of behaving, as if biting the hand that feeds you. After this news spread, a flood of criticism was directed at the Brazilian player. Specifically, Thomas Roncero, editor of AS, countered, "Spain is not a racist country, although there is such a minority. It's unfortunate. The 2030 World Cup is a very important event, and the final will be held at the Bernabeu." I believe Vinicius will need to clarify what he said. He was wrong. Edu Aguirre, representative of El Chiringuito, commented, "I feel hurt and deeply saddened that a Real Madrid player is thinking about taking away the opportunity for my country to host the World Cup. Vinicius is a good guy, but he has been given bad advice because someone wants him to believe something that doesn't reflect reality." Francisco Bullo, another representative of El Chiringuito, added, "I feel very upset when Vinicius paints all of us with the same brush. There are racists in Spain, but we are not a racist nation." So far, Vinicius has not made any official responses to the Spanish media's rebuttals. but it can be said that he is once again making himself a thorn in the side of Spanish football fans. The legendary former goalkeeper of Paraguay, José Luis Chilavert, who had also experienced racism in the past, did not side with the Real Madrid winger. Specifically, he criticized on Twitter, "Bread and circuses. He's the one who insulted and attacked his opponents first." Football is for men who are spontaneous, cunning, and use tricks to frustrate their opponents, a long-standing trait of many Brazilian and South American players. Therefore, the fact that Vinicius Jr. has been targeted and subjected to rough tackles is no longer surprising. Pablo Maffeo, defender for RCD Mallorca, candidly shared, "My parents used to tell me that not all teachers at school will like you, and if you're hated, it must be because you've done something wrong. Vinicius is the same. I don't hate him, but it's hard to feel good when you're upset, and he tells you your club is going to be relegated." Pablo Maffeo once delivered a dangerous tackle to Vinicius Jr.'s knee, showing just how disliked the Real Madrid forward is. Vinicius himself tends to let his temper get the better of him. In the second leg of the Champions League round of 16 this season at the Bernabeu, in a challenge in the 54th minute, Vinicius Jr. committed a rough foul from behind on RB Leipzig's center-back Orban. Immediately afterward, Orban got up and said something to Vinicius, causing the Real Madrid forward to place both hands on Orban's neck and push him down. The match referee, David Massa, only issued a yellow card to the home team's star. However, some believe that if the Italian referee had been stricter, Vinicius deserved 2 consecutive yellow cards and should have been sent off. And most recently, in a friendly match between Brazil and Spain last June, Vinicius stomped straight on the chest of center-back Aymeric Laporte, leaving him writhing in pain on the ground while the referee didn't blow the whistle. Vinicius perhaps needs to think more about his behavior. A young talent like him can certainly become the spiritual leader of Real Madrid in the years to come if he improves his attitude. However, at present, Vinicius's behavior may be making many people feel fed up.